You're tuning into Đồng Nai radio and television station, coming first with local news. Yesterday, the Vietnamese Catholic Solidarity Committee of Đồng Nai Province held a conference to summarize the activity and meet on Christmas Day 2020. With the spirit of love God, love you, live good life, beautiful religion, Catholics in the province joined hands with all levels to care, provide material support, funding for people in need, the families of war invalids, martyrs, lonely old people. Besides, they also actively participate in the development of education, training, study promotion, and talent promotion. The total funding for charity and social activities of Đồng Nai Catholics in 2020 is nearly 200 billion VND. On the occasion of Christmas 2020, the Provincial Party Committee, People's Council, People's Committee, Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee sent congratulatory letters to all Catholics in the province. On this occasion, the Provincial Catholic Solidarity Committee of Vietnam awarded 10 gifts to former members of the Provincial Catholic Solidarity Committee. Exhibition and International Conference on Food Industry in 2020 organized by the Department of Trade Promotion, Ministry of Industry and Trade opened yesterday in Ho Chi Minh City. The event is an opportunity for Vietnam's agricultural and food industry to determine the direction for the coming years. In the first 11 months of 2020, Vietnam's export of agricultural products, foodstuff, reached over 37 billion USD, of which processed products accounted for nearly 30%, showing that the agricultural and foodstuff industry is getting deeper and deeper. In the global trend that requires convenient products but food safety and traceability, the food industry needs to continue to change to meet the market and take advantage of opportunities from trade agreements. The export growth during the COVID-19 pandemic year shows that the Vietnam's agricultural and food industry has found a way to adapt to the fluctuations of the global market. Through Food Expo 2020, Vietnam's businesses will see more clearly the global food industry trend to innovate products and trade promotion methods to promote exports of agricultural products food in the coming years. The Health Center of Định Quán District yesterday held a training course to implement the campaign of supplemental polio vaccine for children under 5 years old, for medical staff at the facility, and for preschool medical staff in the area. At the training session, health staff were instructed to communicate for students' parents how to write vaccination forms in the campaign to assist medical staff to organize campaigns at school and at bases. The campaign to take supplemental polio vaccine for children under 5 years old will be organized into 2 forms. One is drinking at school for children going to school. The second is organizing taking at the health station in the communes. And children are not allowed to take at school. Phase 1 took place this month, and Phase 2 will take place next month. Now moving on to Europe news. Prime Minister's office on December the 9th announced that Prime Minister Boris Johnson and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen had agreed to set a deadline of next Sunday to see if negotiations on a post-Brexit trade deal take effect or not. A source from the UK Prime Minister's office said the UK and EU agreed to continue negotiations in the coming days between the two sides. Prime Minister Johnson and Ms. von der Leyen also agreed that December the 13th will be a moment to make sure decisions about the future of negotiations. Speaking in the questioning session before the British Parliament, Prime Minister Boris Johnson emphasized that the EU's proposals on fishing rights would mean that the UK is the only country that does not have control over the fishing waters of this country. This is not a condition that any British Prime Minister should accept. Prime Minister Johnson also affirmed Britain is ready to end the transition period to leave the EU, regardless of whether an agreement is reached or not. Health Canada approved the COVID-19 vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech Wednesday, paving the way for vaccinations to begin countrywide as early as next Tuesday. Pfizer-BioNTech first doses of the vaccines will be administered to Canadians next week, with priority given to healthcare staff in aged care facilities and hospitals. Residents in nursing homes and other people over the age of 80 will be next, depending on the logistic facility. Health Canada's decision was made in the midst of a complicated epidemic in this North American country. The number of patients hospitalized has reached its highest level since outbreaks began. Last week, the North American nation recorded an average of 87 deaths per day from COVID-19. That's all for the news today. Thank you for joining us and goodbye.